The 10 coolest anime fights. These cool anime fights have remained memorable thanks to their gorgeous animation, amazing choreography, fast-paced action, and high stakes. Anime fights are often considered to be the high points of their respective series. Long-anticipated clashes between two characters, particularly a hero and a villain, remain discussed by fans decades after occurring, especially if the result is unpredictable and comes as a complete surprise. So far, popular anime has had some of the coolest visual and conceptual fights in of all fiction. These clashes have remained memorable thanks to their gorgeous animation, amazing choreography, fast-paced action, high stakes, and significance within the show. Number 10. Ichigo vs Aizen in Bleach. Ichigo's fight against Aizen was cool for a number of reasons. For one, it showed how far the scrappy underdog came in a short amount of time, as well as the clever techniques he used to counter his opponent's power. Considering that Aizen's spiritual pressure was already sufficient enough to kill ordinary people with his presence alone, it took an exceptional warrior to overcome him. By channeling his spiritual pressure into physical strength, Ichigo could cleave entire mountains in half. The stunning spectacle was an awesome reminder of how powerful Shinigami are relative to ordinary humans. Number 9. Alucard vs Anderson in Hellsing Ultimate. The clashes between Alucard and Alexander Anderson were easily the highlights of the Hellsing series. Not only did it question conventional morality, but it also demonstrated how indestructible Alucard really was. Despite the various holy weapons that Anderson used against him, including crucifixes, tags, and even a thorn from the crown of Christ, Alucard prevailed through sheer force alone. In the end, Anderson literally became a monster in order to defeat him and failed regardless. It demonstrated that some battles are not worth losing one's humanity for. It conceptually tied the series together in a cool and coherent way. Number 8. Gon vs Neferpitou in Hunter x Hunter. Throughout the Chimera Hunt arc, Neferpitou mutilated their enemies, desecrated their corpses, and enjoyed striking fear into hunters. When Gon finally arrived to face the Royal Guard, they were surprisingly unwilling to fight. Furious over Kite's death, Gon placed an end condition on himself in order to increase his physical potential. It granted him the might to obliterate Neferpitou in one of the coolest one-sided battles of the series. As a result, fans had a satisfying catharsis, even if the extent of the consequences of Gon's actions had yet to be fully understood. Number 7. Baki vs Oluwa. The fight between Baki and Oluwa was executed perfectly since the latter had enough setup to show what he was capable of. In defiance of traditional anime conventions, Oluwa destroyed Guevara with raw muscle in spite of his superior techniques. As a result, fans could not tell who would win the coming battle. Considering that even the prison guards refused to intervene in the clash, the reputations that Baki and Oluwa established for themselves made the fight all the more cool. The fight itself was also balanced, portraying the capability and merits of each combatant in a respectable light. Number 6. Iskana vs Estarossa in 7 Deadly Sins. Although Iskana had already defeated Galland, Estarossa was the first real challenge of his strength. The commandment of love prevented anyone else from intervening in the fight and highlighted Iskana's incredible skill and arrogance. Considering that the battle was glorious enough to evaporate entire lakes, crush castles, and even accidentally defeat Zeldris, it was easily the coolest conflict between the sins and commandments. Furthermore, it gave Iskana a proper introduction and immediately made him a new fan favorite. Number 5. Eren vs Lara in Attack on Titan. Eren's fight against Lara was easily the coolest instance of Titan combat. Unlike other battles that either ended quickly or were one-sided, the sustained conflict brought out the best in both Eren and Lara. Before long, the colossal, armored, jaw, and cart Titan also joined in the conflict. It was also one of Eren's final fights alongside Mikasa and Armin before they turned against him. The battle itself set the stage for the rumbling since the world now viewed parody as a real and serious threat. Number 4. Hiruzen vs Orochimaru in Naruto. Hiruzen's fight with Orochimaru was brilliantly written. It had an adequate setup, had a diverse number of jutsu to keep the fight fresh, and illustrated what two talented shinobi could do at the height of their careers. It was an especially cool fight since it gave both combatants plenty of time to shine. Although Orochimaru managed to kill Hiruzen, he lost his arms in the process and therefore could not finish off Konoha. In the end, Hiruzen's final act of service ensured that Orochimaru could never pose a substantial threat again. Number 3. Luffy vs. Lucci in One Piece. The Enies Lobby arc was fantastic for helping Luffy grow as a character. He developed 2 separate techniques to deal with CP9, which came to be known as the second and third gears. They were used in order to bypass the agent's iron body defenses. His fight with Lucci was particularly cinematic. Not only did they leap between different sectors of the lobby as it continued to flood, the Buster Call gradually made it so that there was nowhere left to run. Although Luffy managed to beat Lucci, he was so badly injured that he could not move a single step afterward. Number 2. The Crusaders vs. Dio in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The Crusaders' fight against Dio proved an epic conclusion to Part 3 of the series. While Jotaro may have done most of the fighting, his allies helped in their own unique ways. Joseph bought the hero's time, Kakyoin identified his weakness, and Polnareff prevented Dio from killing Jotaro outright. Jotaro also used a number of clever tactics to throw Dio off, including using phone books to block his knives and magnets to fake him out when the world froze time. In an extremely cool climax, Jotaro turned the tables on Dio and used Dio's own time-stopping powers against him. Even though the Crusaders won, they suffered high casualties and did not fully put an end to Dio's mission. Number 1. All Might vs. All for One in My Hero Academia. When the heroes ambushed Shigaraki to retrieve Bakugo, it put the League of Villains on the run. Untrained and without coordination, it wasn't long before All Might and his allies caught up with them. This forced All for One out of hiding, which led to a cool and climatic rematch between the two titans. Despite All for One's numerous advantages, such as All Might's exhaustion and civilian hostages, the hero still managed to push through and deliver a knockout punch. Having lost the remnants of One for All as a result of his victory, instability spread throughout the entire world. So, there you have it, 10 coolest anime fights, ranked. Obviously, there are a lot of other cool and memorable fights that decided the fate of the world in the respective anime series, like the Bloody Halloween and Tokyo Revengers, and Jiren vs Goku in Dragon Ball Z and many more, which we will be covering in the future videos. If you have any suggestions or recommendations, please let us know in the comments section, and if you found this video helpful and entertaining, please give it a thumbs up. Also hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to explore the world of anime more deeply with us. Have a nice day and we will see you in the next video.